Roller derby was invented in 1935 by a guy called Leo Selzer, and that's how it started out as an endurance event. And then what happened was the fast skaters started to catch up and pass the slow skaters, and every now and then they would fall over. There'd be big packs of them and they'd fall over. Now, in about 1935, a reporter was there and he suggested, why don't you just turn it into a sport where people knock each other over, because that's kind of like the most exciting part. So they went away and they thought about it, and they came up with the basic idea of roller derby. So they made it into a point scoring game, and they figured out a way that you could knock people over. But back in those days they didn't really have any rules. It was one group of people, there's maybe about 30 skaters, and they used to split up into two teams every town they went to, and it got so huge in the 50s and 60s that they actually played roller derby in front of a sold-out Madison Square Garden. So it was huge. And then in the 70s, the WWF style kind of took over and kind of ruined it. It got naff. Then in the 80s, a guy tried to turn it into the same guy that did American Gladiators before the wrestlers. Well, he recruited hot-looking women that had muscle builds and put them in blades, and that was just fruit boots. So that was the end of that. In 2001, this is the whole conspiracy. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's great.
In 2001, a guy in Austin, Texas, had this crazy idea that if he got 4 bars in Austin, Texas, to create a women's roller derby team each, they would turn it into the circus act where they had bears that jumped through fire hoops and stuff like this, and he had this giant big crazy idea. So he started the ball rolling, and each of the bars chose one girl to put together a team. Those girls became the Lone Star Roller Girls. Oh, they created Good Woman, Bad Girl Productions, and the 4 of them, now known as the She-Yos in America, they made 4 teams, and amongst those girls were girls that had played sports before, and they surfed the net, and they actually found original roller derby rules, and they got together and they made about a page of roller derby rules. This is only back in 2001.
Wow.
So for a whole year they trained, and because no one had the money to build a bank track, which is traditionally what you skate on, that they worked out how to play it on flat track. And so in 2002 they played their first bout at the South by Southwest, and to pretty much a sold-out crowd, and they weren't expecting it, but it actually took off. And the thing was, it was the underground punk rock scene in Austin, Texas that kind of were the ones behind creating it. And there were girls that were sort of feminists, but not really, like a modern sort of feminist, almost like after the Riot Girl movement. So that's why it attracted that genre of girls. So that's where the fishnets, the short skirts, the tattoos, the crazy makeup, the theatrical kind of look, and just the real roughness, it comes from the punk rock girls.
Wow.
It's actually evolved quite quickly since then. They've made the game a lot safer, and they also have, it's actually quite clever what they've done. They've made women's flat track roller derby as a sport and an association.
Wow, I hope it just grows and grows. I mean, I don't know if you've heard about, so there's us who've started up at the same time as us. There was Christchurch and New Plymouth and Northland. There's Northland Nightmares, and the latest is Hamilton, apparently, has just started a league. So hopefully, you know, in a few years' time we'll have this wonderful conversation. Yeah.